Welcome to another soul-searching episode of The Speaking Flow, a space where we breathe life into your English by first healing the heart behind the words.
Today, we are tackling a monster that lives in the shadows of every classroom, every boardroom, and every Zoom call, the thief of joy.
Comparison. It's that sudden, sharp tightening in your chest when a colleague gives a presentation with a perfect accent, making you want to shrink into your seat and never open your mouth again.
It's a biological glitch, really. Our brains are wired to rank ourselves within a tribe to ensure survival. But in the global world of English, that ancient instinct is sabotaging our modern progress.
I've met so many students at the B1 or B2 level, people who are actually quite capable, yet they feel completely stuck. They aren't stuck because of their grammar. They are stuck because they are measuring their Chapter 2 against someone else's Chapter 20.
And the irony, which we often overlook, is that the person you are envying likely has their own deep-seated insecurities. Fluency isn't a golden destination where you suddenly feel superior. It's a spectrum of human connection.
Let's pull back the curtain on the mirage of perfection. Why do we believe that if we don't sound like a BBC News anchor, our message has no inherent value?
Psychologically, we equate linguistic correctness with social belonging. If I make a mistake, I fear I will be cast out or seen as less than by the group. It's a fear of being an outsider.
But English has changed. It is no longer a monolith owned by a few. It belongs to the coder in Tokyo, the fashion designer in Brazil, and the teacher in Hanoi. Your accent is actually just the beautiful rhythm of your soul and your history.
Exactly. Think of English as a tool, like a hammer. If you use a hammer to build a beautiful, sturdy house for your family, does it matter if the hammer has a few scratches or a bit of rust on it?
That's a powerful analogy. The house is the connection you build with others. The scratches are your journey. I want to share a story about a student named Clara who lived in a constant state of comparison.
What was Clara's specific hurdle?
Clara was brilliant, but she stopped speaking English entirely for 6 months because her best friend moved to London and improved faster. Every time they spoke, Clara felt like a failure.
She fell into the trap of upward social comparison. It's a mental loop where we only look at those above us, which naturally leads to feelings of inadequacy and depression.
Precisely, she lost her flow. By obsessing over her friend's path, she stepped off her own. She forgot that her reason for learning English was to share her poetry with the world, not to win a speed learning race.
This brings us to our first major practical shift: micro, wins over macro, comparisons. Instead of looking at the person next to you, we must train our eyes to look at the version of ourselves from 3 months ago.
Let's talk about the mirror technique for our listeners. This is a game changer for those suffering from comparisonitis.
The mirror technique is simple but scientifically grounded. Record yourself speaking naturally for just 1 minute today. Don't listen to it yet. Put it in a folder. Forget about it.
And then 30 days later, you do it again. Same topic, same duration.
When you play them back to back, you see your growth. That is the only comparison that is scientifically valid for sustainable skill acquisition. You are the only benchmark that matters.
I love that. It's about competing with your past, not someone else's present. But what about the role of the internet? We can't ignore social media dysmorphia?
This is a modern plague. We see curated, 60-second edited clips of polyglots or influencers and assume that's how they talk while they are tired, or buying groceries, or frustrated. It's a filtered reality.
Even native speakers stumble. I want our listeners to hear this clearly. We say, we forget words, lose our train of thought. Human communication is inherently messy, and that messiness is where the humanity lives.
There is a concept in psychology called spotlight effect. We think everyone is noticing our grammar mistakes, but in reality, they are usually too busy worrying about their own performance to judge yours.
So, let's try a live exercise right now. If you are listening, take a deep breath. Inhale the courage to be imperfect. Exhale the need to be better than someone else.
Next time you feel that thief of joy creeping in during a conversation, give it a name. Say to yourself, I see you, comparison. You are trying to protect my ego, but I am choosing connection over perfection today.
It's a gentle rebellion. It's choosing to speak with a broken sentence because the human being in front of you needs to hear your idea more than they need to hear a perfectly placed preposition.
Self-compassion is the ultimate lubricant for the brain. When the amygdala, the fear center of your brain, is quiet, the prefrontal cortex can actually process language much faster.
So by being kind to yourself, you are actually becoming a faster learner. It's a win-win.
We also need to redefine what better means. Does better mean sounding like a native? Or does better mean being 5 more brave than you were yesterday?
I choose bravery every time. Bravery is what builds bridges. To everyone listening, your voice is a fingerprint. It is unique. It is necessary, and the world is waiting for your version of English, not a copy of someone else's.
Stop looking at the mountain someone else is climbing. Just look at the beautiful, expansive view from exactly where you are standing right now.
You are enough. Your English is a bridge to humanity, not a performance for a judge.
Keep flowing. We'll be right here with you every step of the way.